We also think that United Balkans is unlikely without European integration, without the efforts of the European Union. And after speaking from our perspective, 14 years as a candidate country, and 9 or 10, depends on whether we count one report of the European Commission in particular, 10, let's say, positive recommendations that we are ready to enter the next phase, the accession process. This next few days, the General Affairs Council on 15th of October and the European Council of 17th and 18th of October is very much a rendezvous with history. It will be very difficult to tell the citizens that we didn't make it this time, but we're going to make it on the 11th attempt. We showed courage and a European spirit in resolving the domestic issues. There is an obvious democratic U-turn in terms of the domestic reform agenda. We have made jumps in these last 2.5 to 3 years on media freedoms, on independence of the judiciary, on public administration. We have made bold reforms in the intelligence sector. So, regardless of which angle you take, this is a very different society to what we inherited back in June 2017. And if this trend is not encouraged by the European Union, if it is not acknowledged and recognized with a positive decision to start accession talks, this will send a message that Europe is not serious when it drafts and adopts its conclusions and its strategies. The title of the strategy that was published by the Commission last year, credibility. There is the term credibility of the European perspective. So I think the stakes this October are really high for all parties involved, for the European Union, for the region as well, because the signal that will be sent to us is also a signal to the rest of our region. And to turn this and phrase this in more positive terms, a positive decision can be a win-win for us, the region, and the European Union. The easiest thing to do for me as a minister was to ignore or not touch the name issue. It's really difficult to create political capital or become popular when you resolve a difficult issue. And the longer the issue pertains, and this was probably a dispute of 27 years, the more difficult it becomes to solve it. Many make their careers on a dispute. And visionary patriotism means more thinking about where do we want our country to be 10 years from now, and what it will take to unlock progress in some ways. My visit to Athens on 14th of June was the first bilateral visit as a foreign minister. I went there to say, this is the last chance for my generation to make it, cross the line of certainty. If you want to have a European-friendly, predictable neighbor, now is the time to help us. And I think you can also gain if now North Macedonia becomes European.